This is TWiT.
One of the big things that happened this past year was right around the fall timeframe at IFA. Intel and to a greater degree AMD released new chips for PCs that have incredible integrated graphics and GPUs that merit, the Copilot plus PC spec. So good. The AMD ones are incredible. And then Christmas came, or the holidays came, and CES came around, and then they were like, "Hey, we're not done. We have even better ones." It was like, guys, what are you doing? Like they're on a tear. Yeah. So Framework, I think most people know, hopefully, is they're really driving the right to. It's not even right to repair. It's like right to upgrade. Like so, completely componentized PCs. The big one is a laptop 13, which is a 13.5 inch screen, but everything's a module, so you can pop out the processor, the RAM, the whatever USB or whatever ports you might want to have, screen, the keyboard, whatever, right? So colors, the panels, everything, it's everything can be replaced. Neat. So they've been slowly expanding, and then yesterday they went on a tear. They announced 3 new products. Mm-hmm. So for their classic laptop 13, they have the Ryzen AI based module now, and build your own systems and complete systems, right? And this is the latest gen Ryzen stuff, which is awesome. So if you bought an Intel whatever 13th gen or newer whatever module in a Framework laptop, you could pop it out and spend whatever that amount of money is, $400 or $500, I would imagine, and have a completely new experience, which might be worth doing, by the way. So that's cool.
Although this new Framework, here is a rack mount of 4 of them, has soldered in RAM and soldered in CPU and GPU.
Yeah, so
it's not upgradable, which is interesting.
It's soldered into that module, though, right? So
it's soldered onto the motherboard, so you can replace the motherboard.
You can replace So that's how that's
an ITX motherboard. You could always replace that.
Yep, they explain this. It has to do with the design of those Ryzen chips, and that's we've seen this in the Copilot plus PC.
They say they really tried to make the RAM upgradable, but
of course
you don't get the bandwidth unless you solder it in. That's what Apple's done too. It's
that's Apple's started it, I would say, right? Yep. I mean, phones started it, but as far as making it mainstream in the PC space, Apple absolutely was the inspiration for that. So yeah, you see laptops that used to have 2 RAM slots maybe gone. Yeah. It's all soldered on.
Well, and it used to be saving costs, but then when you actually got performance benefits from it as well, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
because odds are you're not
thinner,
going to upgrade.
Lighter, less heat. It's
there's a bunch of good things about that, and definitely the heat sink solution is a big part of that.
I have 128 gigabyte. SKU.
Yeah, you can, but you have to know what you want. You buy it at purchase time, right? So, yeah, there's that thing. They also introduced and this won't be shipping, I don't think, until mid-year, their first 12-inch laptop. This is Intel based, so you're going to get the Core Ultra 2, I would imagine, on that one, and then their first desktop computer. So it's and their description of this is really interesting to me because they say it's a Mini-ITX, so it's fairly small for a desktop, but has expansion cards and all the modular stuff. And their thing there was, people some people are going to ask, well, I mean, desktop PCs are inherently modular in a way, maybe not like a NUC or NUCs are fairly modular, but maybe not like a Mac Mini or something like that, but this is kind of the next. It's not really small form factor. It's Mini-ITX, but
Mini-ITX is like 8x8. It's pretty small.
Yeah, it's pretty small, but it's fully modular. Sorry. So I think this is going to do pretty good, and I think it's going to do good with people who want to play games, especially. Yeah, and I would even work like as a AI workstation kind of a thing, because of the almost infinite upgradability of it, right? I think it's kind of interesting. So they're expanding pretty well. Here's
the question. When you go to upgrade this Mini-ITX machine, so you're really just going to get a new Mini-ITX board. They're going to make a new generation. You're going to want it.
Yeah.
What do you do with the old one?
Oh, that's a good question. Knowing this company, I would imagine they allow you to sell it back to them to recycle.
Yeah, a core swap would be awesome.
Yeah, like where you get some kind of a credit.
It's a practice of mine to find a kid who needs a computer and have them build a computer with my spares.
But that's tough with a module because not everyone.
You'd have to be all in on the module, right?
Right. I don't know. I don't know if Leo knows how they handle that, but no. I mean,
I used to have the Framework 13. I loved it.
Right.
Loved it, and did do the upgrades, and you could upgrade the RAM and upgrade the CPU. Yeah.
The other thing this betrays, by the way, is one of my big complaints. I have several, I guess, with modern computers, laptops that I review, is you'll have a situation where you don't have at least one USB-C port on each side. That's starting to shift finally, but years into this, whatever. But the bigger problem is you could have as many as 3 or 4 different types of USB ports. So you have like a USB-C that's Thunderbolt 4. You get one that's only USB-C 3.2, blah, 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 whatever, that has less bandwidth. You might have USB-A that's literally a 2.0, like what is that, 480,
the old school.
The old, just slow, but designed to charge a phone or something. And, my argument has always been like, guys, just use the best one all the time, everywhere. I don't understand why you would have different types of ports. So the difference is that for a PC maker, they save 13 cents or something, right?
Yeah.
And if you buy these USB modules from Framework for your Framework laptop or the desktop, I would imagine, they're all the same price.
Yeah.
So they're not making money on that. Like and in fact, I think they mostly just sell the best one there is. So, or it's some combination of that, but you won't pay more for Thunderbolt 4 than you would for.
And you'll pay less for one of those modules than a bloody dongle too. So you might as well get the ones you want, even spares, because you can change them.
So in
up.
other words, like I would want at least one on each side, and I'd probably want 2 on each side, honestly, for whatever. But being able to configure it the way you want it, I'm surprised this isn't more of a thing. I've said this to to Lenovo and HP. You've got these big laptops. You almost always put a numeric keypad. I don't want that. Make that modular. Let the person buying it choose if they want that or not. And if they don't, maybe they get better speakers. Maybe they just get a flat plane, whatever it is, and the keyboard's in the metal. But you're one of the biggest PC makers or the biggest on earth. Like, why can't you do this? But they're always, I think it's a margin thing for them. And, they're always kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a tough business, I guess, but.
Anyway, it's an interesting idea, and their site just about tipped over yesterday. They clearly won the news cycle.
It did tip over. I didn't get in yesterday, so I was put in a waiting line. I tried a couple of times. It's like you're on the you're on the list. I'm on the list
to the website.
To get to the website. Like what?
Yeah, I remember when they did that for like buying World Series tickets, but now they're doing this for
I haven't seen something like that, and. Yeah, interesting.
That's
good
impressive.
for them. I think it's great. I love what they're doing.
At least they're doing something different in this space.
Yeah, and hopefully having an impact. Like the big PC makers are good about recycling and using recycled materials. But I'd like to modular.
Yeah, if they start core swapping boards out and kicking out inexpensives as a byproduct, then more power to them. I'd buy them in a second for that.
Yeah, compared to what I would call a mainstream Ultrabook style laptop, the Framework doesn't weigh a lot more. I mean, it's like I think it's about 3.1 pounds if I remember for like a laptop 13. So you could get a ThinkPad X1 Carbon, which is using alien technology, and somehow is only 2.4 pounds now, which is crazy. But that thing costs like $2,000 to $3,000. Like you're paying for that. These guys line up really well with what I would call mainstream, business class, whatever, Ultrabooks. It's good.
Hey, it's me, Leo Laporte. I hope you've enjoyed this little snippet from Windows Weekly. If you want to see more and want to catch the whole show, you can subscribe in your favorite podcast client or visit our website, twit.tv/WW. And of course, there's links right below me.